Hello my viewers at home and welcome to my YouTube channel Daily Express. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. Also, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has announced that effective midnight today, Mr. Fubara will return as Governor of Rivers State. Here is the President's full statement on the matter. I'm happy to address you today on the state of emergency declaration in Rivers State. You will recall that on 18th March 2025, I proclaimed a state of emergency in the state. In my proclamation address, I highlighted the reasons for the declaration. The summary of it for context is that there was a total paralysis of governance in Rivers State, which had led to the governor of Rivers State and the House of Assembly being unable to work together. Critical economic assets of the state, including oil pipelines, were being vandalized. The state House of Assembly was crisis-ridden, such that members of the House were divided into two groups. 4 members worked with the governor while 27 members opposed the governor. The latter group supported the speaker. As a result, the governor could not present any appropriation bill to the House to enable him to access funds to run Rivers State affairs. That serious constitutional impasse brought governance in the state to a standstill. Even the Supreme Court, in one of its judgments in a series of cases filed by the executive and the legislative arms of Rivers State against each other, held that there was no government in Rivers State. My intervention and that of other well-meaning Nigerians to resolve the conflict proved abortive, as both sides stuck rigidly to their positions to the detriment of peace and development of the state. It therefore became painfully inevitable that to arrest the drift towards anarchy in Rivers State, I was obligated to invoke the powers conferred on me by Section 305 of the 1999 Constitution as amended to proclaim the state of emergency. The offices of the governor, deputy governor, and elected members of the State House of Assembly were suspended for 6 months. In the first instance, the 6 months expired today, September 17, 2025. I thank the National Assembly which, after critically evaluating the justification for the proclamation, took steps immediately as required by the Constitution to approve the declaration in the interest of peace and order in Rivers State. I also thank our traditional rulers and the good people of Rivers State for their support from the date of the declaration of the state of emergency until now. I'm not unaware that there were a few voices I'm not unaware that there were a few voices of dissent against the proclamation, which led to their instituting over 40 cases in the courts in Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Yenagua to invalidate the declaration. That is the way it should be in a democratic setting. Some cases are still pending in the court as of today, but what needs to be said is that the power to declare a state of emergency as an inbuilt constitutional tool to address situations of actual or threatened breakdown of public order and public safety which require extraordinary measures to return the state to peace, order and security. Considered objectively, we had reached that situation of total breakdown of public order and public safety in Rivers State, as shown in the judgment of the Supreme Court on the dispute between the executive and the legislative arm of Rivers State, it would have been a colossal failure on my part as president not to have made that proclamation. As a stakeholder in democratic governance, I believe that the need for a harmonious existence and relationship between the executive and the legislature is key to a successful government. Whether at the state or national level, the people who voted us into power expect to reap the fruit of democracy. However, that expectation will remain unrealizable in an atmosphere of violence, anarchy, and insecurity born by misguided political activism and Machiavellian manipulations among the stakeholders. I'm happy today that from the intelligence available to me, there is a groundswell of a new spirit of understanding, a robust readiness, and potent enthusiasm on the part of all the stakeholders in Rivers State for an immediate return to democratic governance. This is undoubtedly a welcome development for me and a remarkable achievement for us. I therefore do not see why the state of emergency should exist a day longer than the 6 months I had pronounced at the beginning of it. It therefore gives me great pleasure to declare that the emergency in Rivers State of Nigeria shall end with effect from midnight today. The Governor, His Excellency Fubara, the Deputy Governor, Her Excellency Ngozi Umma Odu, and members of the Rivers State House of Assembly and the Speaker Martins Amawole will resume work in their offices from 18 September 2025. I take this opportunity to remind the governors and the House of Assembly of all the states of our country to continue to appreciate that it is only in an atmosphere of peace, order, and good government that we can deliver the dividends of democracy to our people. I implore all of you to let this realization drive your actions at all times. I implore all of you to let this realization drive your actions at all times. I thank you all. Alright, my viewers at home, these were the statements of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of reinstating Fubara as Rivers State Governor. What's your reaction to this? Please drop your reaction in the comment section. Ensure you subscribe to our channel and share this report across all these platforms. Stay tuned please as we bring you more reports. Alright, time is never a friend. Do join us in the other news as we bring you more reports, okay?